This is the Capitol Rundown.
The fact of the matter is, the DeVos family owns you. You're our version of Gretchen Whitmer.
I characterize this whole debate series, there were 7 of them, as sort of a low-budget mini-series on cable TV, and it finally got to the climatic end.
The people controlling the election system is the only way we maintain control of our government.
It's all straight ahead. The Capitol Rundown starts now.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Lauren Thompson. We're a little more than a week away from the Michigan primary. By the night of August 2nd or the morning of August 3rd, we'll have a much better idea of what the November election will look like. We'll know which Republican will be at the top of the ticket facing incumbent Democrat Governor Gretchen Whitmer. And as we approach that August election, we have yet another snapshot of how the race is shaping up. A new poll by the Detroit News shows Tudor Dixon is still in the lead, but with just 19%, she's down quite a bit from a previous poll, and her lead shrunk from 11% to just 4%. There's also not much daylight between second, third, and fourth place, who are all within the margin of error. Kevin Rinke moved up to second with 15%. Ryan Kelly moves down to third with 13%, and Garrett Soldano is right behind him with 12%. Ralph Reband picked up just 2%. Those numbers again, though, don't add up to 100% because 38% of Republican voters say they still don't know who they'll vote for. So while Dixon has a lead, the race is still up for grabs. The poll by the Glenn Gariff Group was conducted between July 13th and 15th, and it has a margin of error of plus or minus 4.4%. Well, at least one of the candidates has taken notice of Dixon's frontrunner status, and he is lashing out with an attack ad. Check it out.
We've seen it before. Establishment Republicans like Tudor Dixon who say anything to win President Trump's support, then betray him when it matters most. Yep, that's Tudor Dixon.
Kevin Rinke is running this ad on air and online, criticizing Dixon as the candidate endorsed by the DeVos family. That includes Betsy DeVos, a former state party chair and President Trump's Secretary of Education. She resigned on January 8th, 2021, citing Trump's role in the attack on the Capitol just 2 days before. So as you can see, it's certainly been another fascinating week here in Michigan politics. So here now to break it all down for us are Kiera Lake and our Capitol correspondent, Tim Skubik.
All right, Tim, well, thank you so much for joining us as always. Now, we do have the results of that Detroit News poll, and we're just a little more than a week away from the primary. What do you have to make of those numbers?
First of all, it's great to see you in person.
I know.
Social distance, however, right?
Always.
But it's great to be with you. The polling data says that this is basically a statistical dead heat. The presumed frontrunners are Tudor Dixon, but her lead over Kevin Rinke is within the margin of error, so that's a dead heat. And then the other two guys, Soldano and Ryan Kelly, are just a couple of points behind them. So this could go either way. And the polling data says 2 interesting things. One, Mr. Rinke currently has a lead with people that have already voted. However, Ms. Dixon has a 14-point lead with those that have not voted yet. Now, the question is, who would you rather be? You'd rather be the guy with the votes in hands, okay? So that's one thing. Secondly, what is the path to victory for these other 2 gentlemen who are not spending any television advertising, have very little name ID? What's their path to victory? Their path is the people that show up on Election Day, because those are the Republicans that believe the election was rigged, and come heck or high water, they would never vote absentee. So their hope is that a lot of people show up on Election Day and they could theoretically win. So this race right now is simply a jump ball.